Tim, you had mentioned that defense and rebounding were two big emphases you wanted in this game. I guess how was your evaluation of that tonight?
Yeah. It wasn't good. I didn't think that we played with as much urgency as Iowa did. I thought Iowa came out and it was really aggressive and getting to the foul line early. And we hung around for a long time, even with foul trouble. But sometimes I think our bigs overthink it. I think they worry about consequences that don't always exist. Like, well, if I play this high, I might get behind and foul, or if I hedge this screen that hard. And we just got to play. Free your mind and play. I don't think we do that enough. I don't think our bigs are really smart, cerebral, and sometimes I think we smart ourselves just out of playing well.
What was the difference in the second half of Bohannon? It seemed like he got loose.
Well, he hit the half of the 30-footer, he banked it in, and I think that just, that obviously changed stuff. He's a really good player. He hurt us in zone attack, where he was in the gap, and you're going to give something up. I think we had that situation with about 5.5 minutes left where they skip it, and Glenn overruns it, and he ends up with that three. And I think he got another one about a minute later. And that was a huge three because it was a 4-point game at that time. We came down, hit a couple foul shots. It was 5, and then they get the first miss, and Moss sticks it back in, I think. And then it was now you're done, really. So Bohannon is he's just a very good player, very good perimeter player. Good in transition, made a great pass to Moss, who missed a layup. Hit maybe Kriener on one too, and he's one of those guys that just makes his team so much better.
You guys were 4 for 23 from 3. Good looks. Were you happy with what you did?
50-50. I thought we had some good looks, but not enough. We had worked on in practice with our playmakers punching gaps. Without a ball screen, getting in a gap. Whether it be the slot or right on top. After we get some ball movement, and we just didn't get it in there enough. And when we did, good things happened. I mean, we were 26 for 42 on twos. So when we got in the high post or drove through the nail, we could get good things, but we just didn't get enough of that. And I think Glenn got frustrated in the second half with that. Led to some fouls, and then we tried to overdo some things at the end. And we only had 8 turnovers, but it just felt like everyone mattered.
It kind of seemed like offensively things were just a little bit more difficult against that zone. Just kind of felt like
I
it was hard.
I didn't love our zone attack, and anytime you're not going to make threes, or you don't make threes, I'm sorry, you're going to struggle at that too because you got to throw some in there. And we got fouled on a regular basis, which I thought was good. A lot of times you don't do that against zone. And I think they probably played the last 34 minutes or so, or 30 minutes for sure in zone. And so to be able to still get to the foul line is important. But we didn't get enough quality 3-point looks in my mind.
What was the plan after?
Well, yeah. First of all, you had to, either punch the gap with penetration through the, either the slot or the nail, or put it in the high post and kick it out. And we just didn't do that enough. And then a lot of times when we got the ball in the high post, we just went to work, and that's fine. But you don't get that inside-out three either.
How do you get your guys, I guess, to play free now? Is it just maybe getting home and getting away from having to play a road game?
That's a good question. I think they think that we're, they're worried about things that again don't exist. And for instance, like if one of our big guys is worried about fouling, so he doesn't, like we're in front of Ryan Kriener, and then we just kind of think, oh boy. I've been on him, the ref's looking at me, the ball's coming in, and you slide behind, then they throw it right into him. Then you foul it, you end up fouling anyway. Just keep your position. Don't worry about the contact that's going on. And so I just think that, we've got to get past anything. Don't worry about anything else. Just, I think maybe those 5 guys worry too much about having to come out of the game.
So you think it was more just kind of putting too much pressure on themselves than a lack of urgency in that game?
I really do believe that. I think we outthink ourselves. But credit Iowa. Especially the Bohannon kid did a really good job. We did a better job on Cook the second half. Ryan Kriener did a good job, and Garza really helps them. You can see how he helps them. And as soon as he came in, they went full-time zone because, his mobility's not quite there. But Luka's a really good player. We watch him a lot on the circuit, and he brings a lot of different elements to the game for them.
what do you do in terms of trying to get better at rebounding? I mean, it seems like that's a lot of the
Yeah.
issue.
I have to watch this tape. A lot of times when you don't rebound well, sometimes you're just not engaged in a blockout. Some. You know, that's the number one thing. But sometimes you're not guarding the ball well. So the ball's downhill on you. And so it might be screen and roll defense. Could be, and that's what I felt like at Maryland. It was our screen and roll defense. And you know, I'll just have to look at tonight. You know, I thought it was, I just have to look at tonight. But I just felt like, you know, you've got a few different things that add into that. And you know, like Nana gave up one in the second half to Wieskamp, and he just said he mistimed his jump. You know, and we got to rebound the ball. But you go to work. But rebounding, you can do sterile drills, and it doesn't help you as much as just, you know, a better emphasis. And that's, you know, we'll get better.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
Thanks.